Year 3, welcome to your maths video for Monday the 15th of June. So you're going to need your new maths pack this week and make sure it has Monday the 15th of June on the front. So this week we're continuing to look at fractions. I'm going to start on the mild level and then move on to the medium and hot because we're doing two slightly different things today. If you did the medium hot sheets on Friday, have a listen to the mild today because that's a bit of a recap for you for what you did on Friday. So if you've been doing the mild sheets, we are looking today at adding fractions. So I've got two fractions here, 2 sevenths add 4 sevenths. Now when we add fractions, if my denominators are the same, so I've got out of 7 equal parts there and 7 equal parts here, the answer will have the same denominator because the denominator is stubborn. So if your denominators are the same, it remains the same. So we just then need to add our two numerators together. So if you have a look here, I've got the same denominator and I've put 2 in my head, 2 and added 4. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So my answer is 6 sevenths. So let's have a little look at some of the activities you could be doing today. So you'll have some bar models that look like this and they're there to help you. So the first question you have is 1/4 add 1/4. So I should have 4 equal parts here, 1, 2, 3, 4, because that's what my denominator is. It tells me how many equal parts there are. And then I'm adding 1/4 add 1/4. So I've got a shaded quarter there, that's 1 part, add another 1/4. So all I need to do is count the shaded squares to help me work out the answer. Now remember, if the denominators are the same, so I've got out of 4 at the bottom, quarters, it remains the same. So I know my denominator must be 4 for this answer. So let's count the shaded parts to work out how many quarters we have now. I've got 1/4, 2 quarters. So my numerator must be 2. Let's have a look at this one. I've got 3/6 add 1/6. So I should have 6 equal parts. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Now I need to add up my numerators because I know my denominator is the same. It's stubborn, so it remains the same. So I've got 3/6, 1, 2, 3. Add the 1/6, that must be 4/6. And we can check that. 1, 2, 3, 4. Right, last one. I've got 3/8 add 2/8. So I must have 8 equal parts. And because my denominators are the same, it must remain the same in the answer because it's stubborn. Right, let's count my 8 equal parts. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And I've shaded in 3, 1, 2, 3, because I'm adding my numerators. And I'm adding a 2 to that, so if we add them all together, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, because we know 3 add 2 is 5. So I can just use those bar models to help me work out the answer. Let's have a look at another activity. So you've got some more bar models like this, but this time you've got to do some of the shading in and filling out of the answers. Now, it's telling me here I've got my denominator, which is 8, and I know I've got all the same denominators, they've got to remain the same. So I've got 8 equal parts here that the shape has been split up into, 8 here and 8 here. Now if I look at the first one, I've got 1, 2, 3 eighths shaded in. So I'm going to fill that in because it's asking me to do 3/8 add, I need to work out this one now, how many parts has been shaded in? Can you count it before I do? Let's have a go together. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 out of my 8 parts here have been shaded in. Now we need to work out the answer. Well, what we can do, we can shade this bar. So I had 3/8, so you can quickly shade it in. 1, 2, 3. Add 4/8. So I need to shade in 4 more. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now, if you're very clever and you've worked out that 3 add 4 is 7, you can put 7 in straight away because we just add our numerators. If you want to use your bar, we can just count together. Ready? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So I've got 7 out of my 8 blocks shaded in. So the answer must be 7/8. Right, last activity then, you've got a bit of a challenge. So you haven't got any pictures or bar models to help you with this one. But remember, if both denominators, my bottom number of the fraction, are the same, it's stubborn. Okay, so we've got to keep it the same. So I know there's 2 9s there, it's 9ths, so I'm going to put a 9 as my denominator for that fraction. And we just add our numerators. So pop 2 in your head and we're going to add 1 on. 2, 3, easy peasy. Next one. Oh, I've got 5 as my denominator, 5ths it's been split into, so it's going to stay the same because I've got 2 of them at the bottom there, and I just need to add my numerators. So 2 add 2. Can you work it out? Ready? 2 in your head, 3, 4, 4/5. So if you're on mild, you can stop the video now and have a go at your sheet. If you want to have a go at medium and hot, we're going to look at how you subtract fractions. So let's have a look at your activities. So it's very similar to adding fractions. We're just subtracting, doing the opposite now. Now it's the same as adding fractions. If your denominators are the same, so I've got out of 6 here, it stays the same. And we just need to subtract our numerators. So you might have an activity that looks like this on your sheet. I've got my bar model here. Out of 6, so it's been split into 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And I've shaded in 4, 6. So you can see I've got 4 yellows there. But I'm taking away 1/6. So we've crossed out 1 part. So how many parts do we have left? 1, 2, 3. So my numerator must be 3. And we know if our denominators are the same, they stay the same. So my answer must be 3/6, because I've got 3 coloured in without a cross on left over out of my 6th. Right, got 8s here. I've got 2 denominators that both are out of 8, so it needs to remain the same because it's stubborn. So I'm just looking at my numerators. Now in your head you might have just thought, oh, 6 take away 2, well that's 4, so it's 4/8. That's perfect, okay? So this time I've got 6 shaded in, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and I'm taking away 2. So I've crossed out 2. There's 1, 2. So I just need to count the ones that haven't been crossed out. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4 left over. So I've got 4/8. Okay? Let's have a look at another activity you might have then. This time, it wants you to shade in your bar model. So the question is 7/10 take away 4/10. We know if the denominators are the same, it stays the same. So I've got out of 10, so this should be 10s. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Got 7/10, so I'm going to shade it in. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And if I just change my pen colour, I'm taking away, okay? So I'm subtracting my numerators. So I've got 7 there, I'm taking away, subtracting 4. So I need to cross off 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And if you have a look, you can see we've got 3/10 left, okay? You also might have some part whole models on your sheet. So I've got 7/8 here and 3/8. Now we know if we've got 2 bubbles that connect to one at the top, normally these 2 will add up to that one at the top. But I've already got my answer and I've only got one of these filled in. So what I need to do, I need to subtract them to find out the answer here. So I put my biggest fraction first. So I've got 7/8, subtract 3/8, and that should give me the answer to this bubble here. Now remember, we've got the same denominator, so it stays the same. And we are subtracting our numerators. So 7 in your head, count back 3, 7, 6, 5, 4. So my answer must be 4/8, okay? You then have a challenge like you did last time on the back of your sheet, where you've got no pictures and for you to just have a go. Now these are super easy once you've filled in your denominator. All our denominators are the same. So I've got 9 parts and 9 parts there, so it must be 9 again. But remember, we're subtracting today our numerators. So 5 in your head, take away 3. 5, 4, 3, 2. So my answer must be 2/9. Now, if we skip this one, it doesn't matter how big our denominators are. If they are the same, it stays the same. So I've got 122 as my denominator. And I'm just going to subtract my numerators. So 14 take away 4. Now if you're using place value, we know that 14 take away 4 is 10. If not, you can just count back. So I've got 10 out of 122. So good luck and replay the video if you're a little bit unsure.